done. 8 strikeouts, pretty good. Need to get that opponent's batting average down a little bit. 304 is a little high. And then the outfield, Chavez, Gutierrez, and Ichiro. Across the infield tonight will be Belt, Ray Cedeno getting the start at shortstop. Lopez over at second, Brangens at first. And doing the catching tonight will be Kenji Jojima.
And here is Aaron Ron, who hit the leadoff home run last night, and that was to be the only run that the Giants would get, taking a strike right at the knees, 0-1. And talking to Wakamatsu about Olsen, I said, you want to get 5 or 6 out of him? He said, I'll tell you something. He said, I'd like to get 7 or 8 out of him. He said, my bullpen's kind of a mess right now.
They need a bit of a break out there. The guys have had to work awfully hard, so they need somebody to go a little bit deeper in the game.
1-1 the count on Aaron Rowan. And slowly hit to third. Problem for Adrian Beltre. Giants have been having problems scoring runs. They've lost not only 4 in a row, but 8 of their last 9. And they've been struggling on the road. Currently in 3rd spot in the National League West. 9 games back of the Dodgers. The hottest club in the West right now, San Diego Padres. The hitter is Edgar Renteria, taking high, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. The breeze that we have kind of whipping around a little bit, sometimes blowing out toward right. Right now it's blowing in a little bit. Renteria fouls this pitch straight back. Felix Hernandez will close it out tomorrow before the Mariners head down the coast to Oakland and to Anaheim. Holston misses down low with that, 2-1. And Bill Miller, the man calling balls and strikes. The crew chief, Darrell Cousins, is at first base. To fire inside, ball 3 at 3-1. Last time this crew was here, about 3 weeks ago, Darrell Cousins celebrated his 4,000th game as an umpire. 3-1 foul back. There's Darrell. I believe this is this umpire crew's final trip to Seattle this year. And a fly ball into right center field, and sprinting over, making the catch out there is Ichiro, right in front. Franklin Gutierrez.
Probably a little bit easier play for Ichiro. This ball slicing towards Ichiro as he's covering the gap. Gutierrez, we know, covers a lot of ground, but he runs right in front of him and makes the catch easily. Nice play by Gutierrez to get out of the way.
Pablo Sandoval, a big third baseman, the hitter now. And a strike. The Giants by far have hit the least home runs in baseball. Including last night's home run by Aaron Rowan. They've only hit 22 home runs all year. So they're really having a power outage.
Benji Molina leading the club with 8.
And that's into the gap, and I don't believe anybody's going to get to that. Nope, that's going to go all the way to the fence. So Sandoval to second base, and he'll pull up there with a 2-out double. Ball well hit by the switch hitter.
I'll take a look at this pitch, see the location of it. It's a little breaking ball. It stays out over the plate. Sandoval going with the pitch. Gets a double easily. Gutierrez shading him a little bit towards left center field.
Benji Molina, 8 home runs, as Mike just mentioned, the man that leads the club with round trippers. Swing and a miss. Boy, it's a different club since Barry Bonds left. They used to live and die with a home run. That now doesn't seem to be much of a factor.
No, it's not. And the part of it that's even worse is that they're not hitting with men in scoring position. 220 on the season. So not only not hitting the ball out of the ballpark, but they're having a tough time coming up with the clutch base hit.
Olsen staying away with that one, quite far away, down low and outside. And that's foul backing out of play. The Giants last night had only 3 hits. And that was the season low for them. Even though the game went 12 innings, they had only 3 hits, and the Mariners left 17 men on last night and were fortunate enough to win it. Now that high pitch straight back off the glove of Jojima.
Well, after starting Molina off with a couple of changeups away, the last 2 pitches have been fastballs inside.
And on the outside corner, that breaking ball got him looking, strike 3. So Pablo Sandoval is left out at second base. And the first inning yields a 0 for San Francisco. Ends coming up in the bottom of the first. Hill, Matt Cain, who grew up in Tennessee, was born in Alabama and one of the National League's premier right-handers, and this is the lineup he'll face.
For the Mariners, a little bit of a different look. Ichiro and Chavez, the first 2 hitters. Then it's Beltre hitting third. Griffey drops down to hitting fourth, the DH. Brandon Lopez, Jojima. Cedeno getting to start at shortstop, hitting eighth. And Gutierrez is hitting ninth. Take a look at the numbers for Cain. Doing really well this year, 4-1, the ERA at a 2.65. See the 25 walks in just 51 innings pitched. And the defense behind him, Lewis, Rowan, and Wynn in the outfield. Across the infield, it's Uribe, Renteria, Branson, and Guzman at first. Benji Molina is behind the plate.
And Ichiro takes a strike on 1. Ichiro went 1 for 6, an infield hit, enough to extend his hitting streak to 16 games last night. And backs away from the strike. 2 strikes. Barely lays the head of the bat on that ball to get it out of play. Matt Cain makes his home in Germantown, Tennessee.
has pitched well on the road this year. His ERA on the road just a 1.42. Things are going well for him. He throws a lot of ground balls. Really good two-seamer. Nice changeup.
And Ichiro, a nice one-hopper. Right to Jesus Guzman at first base. Andy Chavez getting the start against the right-hander tonight. Chavez is familiar with Mr. Cain, and we come over from the National League from the Mets. Takes a strike on the inside corner. Only 2 for 12 against Cain. And an easy play. Cranston throws him out. Beltre had 2 more base hits in last night's ball game, so he has 4 in the last couple of games. Beginning to come out of that cocoon that has seen him really struggle with the bat.
You could see that coming even a couple of games before that. Started hitting the ball hard, consistently hard. He had a game where he hit the ball hard 3 times. Didn't get any hits, but you felt like he was swinging much better, and he's starting to get some hits. Put in a lot of extra work and early batting practice and watching film. At some point, you like to see some results from that work, and it's starting to come for Adrian.
Yeah, he's got himself another base hit. Nice sizzling line drive to center field.
He's starting to stay on the ball much better. This is hit right back up the middle. See the pitch away from him. Just a slider up in the zone, and Adrian. Pitch that he probably was fouling off or grounding out a week ago. Now he's starting to cover it up and hit line drives.
So here's Ken Griffey Jr. as you look at Beltre over at first base. Jr. almost, not quite. Won it in regulation time in the 9th inning last night with a grand slam home run off Bob Howry. And a fastball for a strike. I think during the daytime the ball would have gone out. It sent the center fielder Aaron Rowan right to the warning track to pull it down, and everybody was going crazy. What a nice inning that would have been. He came up as a pinch hitter. He did not start against Randy Johnson. I think everybody here wanted to see him start against Johnson, but instead Mike Sweeney got the call as a DH. Randy's next start will be Wednesday against the Atlanta Braves as he tries to win number 299. Too high. Cain can get wide.
Saw on his stats, he had 51 innings pitched, 25 walks. Throw a lot of pitches. Key to it is you have to make him work, give him the chance to do that. Junior typically this year has been very patient at the plate.
And a high fly ball hit to center field going back, and now having to sprint in. Made a mistake out there. Aaron Rowan. Rowan was going back about 5 or 6 steps. Uh-oh, he said. Turned around too late. Dropped 10 feet in front of it.
Well, it's just a lazy fly ball by Junior, but probably because of his reputation and a big swing. Rowan, you can see him give a couple of steps, and by the time he tries to make up the difference, he can't get to it. The wind's knocking that ball down at the same time. See Adrian running hard as he goes from first to third.
So let's see if the Mariners can't take advantage of not necessarily an error. It wasn't an error, but it certainly was a misplay, misread ball. And now Branyan will get a chance to get the Mariners a run or two here in the first inning. Boy, he had a cut. Had a good fastball.
Good fastball to hit. Two-seamer started in and ran right over the plate. See Russell's numbers over the first 37 games he's played in.
And he's hitting better against left-handers than right-handers. Hitting .311 against left-handers, .307 against right-handers. One.
And he's really had a nice homestand. Hitting .458 on the homestand there. You see the numbers, lefties and righties. Real good two-seamer from Cain.
1-2 on him. Texas a winner again, knocking off Houston 6-3 tonight. Down in Houston. Branyan, a fly ball into right center field, and sprinting up on the run, Rowan to make the catch there, and that will retire the side. Mariners a couple of hits, but they leave those two hits out there on the base pass. And as we go to the second, the Mariners nothing, the San Francisco Giants nothing.
Racer is brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
Well, you're right back in the saddle again here, Michael.
Yes.
So
good to see a lot of the little leaguers here today.
yeah, they're great. They paraded around the track here before the ball game, as they will again tomorrow in the finale of this three-game series. And here is Randy Wynn, the ex-Mariner, taking down low and outside ball one. One ball and no strikes. Randy Wynn, very steady performer. The last year of his contract with San Francisco, and he's a native of San Francisco. 2-0 the count on him.
People thought, or were wondering at least, when he left Seattle, how things were going to work out for him in San Francisco, and it's worked out great. He's done a nice job for the Giants.
He's had a couple of real nice contracts with him, too. And a little pop up into shallow center, and Duncan Gutierrez had got a great jump on it. Matter of fact, he was letting up on that gate of his as he approached the flight of the ball to make the easy catch. Jesus Guzman still looking for his first hit. Went 0 for 4 last night, 0 for 6. It's being called up. Ronnie Cedeno. 2 down. Nintendo is bringing you the newest way to enjoy Mariners game this year. Get up to the minute news plus video, audio, stats, and a pitch tracker from the game. For a limited time, if you don't own a Nintendo DS, they are available to rent at a kiosk. Juan Uribe takes outside. Two and 0. And that's out of play. The New York Mets coming from behind to beat Jonathan Papelbon in the 9th inning. And the Boston Red Sox 3-2. Too high. 3-1. And the Yankees scored 3 in the bottom half of the 9th inning to win their ball game against the Phillies. A-Rod a 2-run home run to tie it.
He hit that home run off a pretty good closer in Lidge. Brad Lidge does a nice job for the Phillies.
Minnesota, after losing 6 in a row, they've got it turned around the other way now. They've won 3 in a row as they beat Milwaukee 6-2. And that's out of play. The only National League game, everybody else is playing interleague games, down in San Diego between the Cubs and the San Diego Padres. Cubs really struggling to score runs. At the plate. Cubs have scored 1 run or less in 4 straight games, and it's the first time in Lou Piniella's career as a manager that his team has been held to 1 run or fewer in 4 consecutive games. That's a lot of games.
It is a lot of games. What do you think his attitude is these days? Probably not very good.
3-2, and a little blooper is going to drop in for a base hit in right field. Little inside out swing. And left-handed batting left fielder Fred Lewis will step to the plate. San Francisco's really struggled on the road. They've won only 6 of 20 games. And a nice backhand flip over to second base by Lopez to Cedeno. Side out here in the 2nd inning. A hit, a man left to the bottom of the 2nd. No score. Some more requests for succulent potatoes that you give away. As the man who won it last night, Jose Lopez, takes a breaking ball down low and inside, ball one. One.
They're showing the base hits that Lopez has gotten this year to win some ball games for the Mariners. We showed 3 of them, including the one from last night. And I think really it goes to his maturity. A lot of guys, I think they get in those situations and try to do too much, and he really seems to be able to relax now and realize that the pressure is on the pitcher to throw strikes, gets himself a good pitch to hit. This comes with the process of playing at the big league level.
Popped him up. And right fielder going to take care of this. Randy Wynn with no problem with that routine fly ball to right field. Let's take a look at the Mariners calendar, brought to you by Sleep Country USA. One more game against the Giants here tomorrow. Then the Mariners are gone until next Monday. 3 Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday in Oakland. Of course, Monday is Memorial Day, a day game down there. Then over the weekend in Anaheim before returning home against Baltimore and Minnesota and turning the calendar over and move into June. Season's just zooming along, isn't it? Strike on the inside corner.
Mariners get to play a couple of day games in Oakland. That Wednesday game is a day game also.
Seems to be a popular thing in Oakland, day games, weekday games.
It's always been that way. I know even when I was playing in Oakland, they played a lot of day games during the week.
Strike 3 called. Jojima turns around, has a little something to say.
When you take a look at the tracer, that pitch just off the plate inside. Cain ends up getting the call, probably because of the movement of his two-seamer. Molina does a really nice job of framing pitches.
Ronnie Cedeno, the hitter. Strike. At Cain throwing 92, 93 miles an hour.
Be interesting to watch him as this game moves on. He's throwing a lot of fastballs first time through the lineup. That's a pretty good slider and a really good changeup.
Blowing down, so a very easy second inning for Matt Cain. Strikes out 2 of the 3 men to face him. We go to the 3rd inning of play. Starting off with 0, no score. on this beautiful evening. No score. And Kevin Fransden will lead it off in our Aflac trivia question. Who famously stated, why couldn't McCovey have hit the ball 3 feet higher? That had something to do with the 1962 World Series. I remember the ball hit well by Willie McCovey. Bobby Richardson was his second base. That was the World Series delayed a few days by rain, too, on and off. And that pitch is grounded right to shortstop. And Ronnie Cedeno, first knee jerk reaction is Bobby Richardson. Wouldn't say that. Maybe if McCovey had hit it 3 feet higher, it would have been a base hit, and the Giants would have won the World Series.
I'd like to help you with that one, but you're on your own tonight. So if you think it's Bobby Richardson,
no. Well, Richardson wouldn't want it hit 2 feet higher. I don't think. He was the guy that caught it, second base. And that's a strike on the inside corner. Garrett Olson is pitching very well again tonight. And very economical with his pitches. Off the end of the bat. 0-2.
Doing a pretty good job at throwing his fastball inside to the right-handed hitters, coming back with a changeup, which is what he just threw to Rowan. Kind of cued it off the end of the bat.
And on the outside corner, nice fastball. What do you think of the Giants and the Dodgers and the great rivalry that they did have in New York, in Brooklyn, and the Polo Grounds where the Giants played? It's been a long time since the Giants won a World Series. 1954, when they swept the Cleveland Indians. That series featured the famous catch by Willie Mays, which turned that series around. And they say if Mays doesn't make that catch, maybe Cleveland sweeps that series. That's how big that catch was, and it's always shown every World Series. Renteria taking upstairs. Ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes to count. Curveball nicely thrown. Pretty good control. Throw a 2-0 curveball. Three and 1. Oakland leading Arizona 4-1 in the 6th inning at the Coliseum. And a change on the outside corner, strike 3 called. As Renteria about 3 steps down toward the bag at first base. But he said, get your gloves, son, you're going back out on defense. We go to the bottom of the 3rd, and there's no score. It's that kind of a night here, isn't this a beauty? As we get set to move into the bottom half of the third inning here at Safeco Field. I'm Dave Niehaus along with Mike Blowers. Another pitcher's duel. There's been a lot of pitching on this homestand. Either that, you look at it that way, or a lot of no offense. 0-1 on Franklin Gutierrez. On that pitch, but that wasn't that close to it.
No. I don't think he was trying to do anything. Just got away from him a little bit.
Oh, that was a beauty. Dropped right in and over. A slow breaking ball from Matt Cain.
Really is just one of the few breaking balls he's thrown so far. He's basically throwing fastballs up there, two-seam fastballs.
And that fastball. You throw a slow breaking ball like you threw, and you throw 191 like you just threw. It looks like it's 101.
It really does, and I think that's something that's helped Garrett Olson tonight. He's throwing enough change-ups to where his fastball, which his fastball is 88, 89. Is really tying up the Giant hitters, and now Cain, if he starts mixing in that breaking ball, and is able to throw it for a strike.
And there's another one right back up the middle under the glove of Renteria into center field. So the Mariners have their second base runner, and now let's give you the answer to our Aflac trivia question. And the question was, who famously stated, why couldn't McCovey have hit the ball 3 feet higher? And if you know this, and you guessed this right, I'll put in with you. How about that? Charlie Schultz, who of course was the creator of Charlie Brown, was a great Giant fan, lived in the area, and here's a comic strip, and there it is. Why could McCovey have hit the ball just 3 feet higher? Was in his strip. It's a good question. Here's Ichiro now. And a hot shot base hit into right field. So Gutierrez will make the turn. Whoops, he'll have to stop. And he known Randy Winter's going to overrun the ball a little bit, and he kept going.
But of course he doesn't know that. He's running to second base. He knows the ball is hit hard. He'll pick up his base runner. Take a look at the base hit by Ichiro. Pulls it hard into the hole on the right side. Gutierrez takes off right away. Knows the ball's hit firmly. He thinks at that point Randy Wynn, of course, is going to field it cleanly, but he doesn't. The Mariners have some action now here in the third.
Well, if I'm a betting man, you're going to bet bunt here.
I'll go in with you. I think he will.
And the Giants think he is too, as they got both corners in on the grass for Endy Chavez. And he does. Back out toward the mound. Picked up there by the pitcher. Throw to first base, just barely in time to get Endy Chavez. As Kevin Franston over to the bag there to sacrifice 1-4. Almost turned out to be a base hit. Right now, let's check it with our Coors Light Freeze cam and see how close that was. As you see him bunt the ball back toward the mound. And the throw, yeah, he got it by just an eighth of a stride. So runners at second and third for Adrian. And a ground ball back up the middle will score the run. The throw to first base. Edgar Renteria has got Adrian Beltre, but the Mariners have a run. And they lead it 1-0 with Ichiro moving on over to third base.
And I think with the way that Cain has been throwing the baseball, he's been pitching well on the road this year. Why not play for a run? The Mariners are able to do that. They have all the right pieces in place, set up nicely for him. And Adrian Beltre does his job by hitting a ground ball at the middle to score. Gutierrez from third.
Junior hit one off the end of the bat into center field that fooled Rowan in the first inning for a base hit. And that's a fly ball hit to Rowan again, but it doesn't fool him. He moves back a couple of steps and makes the easy catch. But the Mariners draw first blood. They get a run on a couple of hits and leave a man. And as we go to the fourth, it's 1-0 Mariners.
Billy Ray Cyrus and his Achy Breaky Heart, June 6th. For tickets, go to emeraldqueen.com.
Beautiful night here in Seattle. 1-0 Mariners. Good sign. It appears that Adrian Beltre is back in form. Dave Sims joining with Mike Blowers, back after a night off. And so you come back, AB's rolling.
It's good to see, too. A couple of hits last night, gets a base hit right away tonight. And I really like the fact that Don Wakamatsu played for a run. It set up nicely for the Mariners. First and second, good speed on the bases. Chavez, a very good bunter up there. Cain's really throwing the ball well. He's pitched well on the road this year, and I thought it was a good idea. And really, Garrett Olson's been throwing the ball well tonight, so why not try to get a run off a pretty tough pitcher?
The way both guys are throwing, we were talking, Rick Riz and I over on radio, one run could do it.
Yeah, and with the struggles offensively that the Giants
teams
are having, yeah.
Oh, kidding? I mean, both teams, you look at their numbers and not exactly striking fear. 3-1 now. Sandoval leading off. He made a play last night with the bases loaded to get a force out on Kenji Jojima. It was as nice a play as you ever want to see. And he draws a walk. It belies the fact that he's such a big man. Very nimble on his feet. Plays first, third, and is the backup catcher to Benji Molina. And he's batting in the 3-hole, so he can't swing the bat.
Well, that walk to him to lead this inning off gets Rick Adair, the pitching coach, out of the dugout in a hurry.
First walk for Olson. He struck out 3. All 3 strikeout victims were looking. In fact, in the ball game, there's been 5 strikeouts. 4 have been looking. So Bill Miller's encouraging people to swing the bat.
He's throwing strikes.
A run on 4 hits for the Mariners. 0-2-0 for the Giants. Here's Molina. It's like last night's game. Brian Runge, he was working the bottom end of the zone. A lot of low strikes. The guys had to make the adjustment.
Well, and that's really going to make Randy tough with the slider, because it's tough to lay off of that pitch. If you know the pitches down are going to be strikes with his fastball, he can start burying that slider. It's going to be difficult.
1-1 to Benji Molina. He struck out looking in the first. Mariners run coming on an infield out by Adrian Beltre, picks up his 16th RBI. Better news is, well, in addition to that, that's fine news. He picked up a base hit in his first at bat. So through his first at bat, that made him 5 for his last 10. And on the ground to Beltre. Lopez for 1. Branyan for 2. There's no way that they were not going to double up Benji Molina.
Unless somebody dropped it. Benji doesn't run well. Sandoval does a nice job of taking out Lopez, but you see the swing by Molina and then watch him run to first.
I love how the camera guy had to do, huh? Where is he? I can't find him. Benji's a great player. It just happens not to be his strong suit, running. Two down here in the fourth. Here's Randy Wynn. Giants and the Mariners right around that 250 mark. Team batting average. Giants 249, 12th in the National League. Mariners 12th in the American League, 251. So there's room for improvement. Popped up, playable. Infield. And Cedeno. Assisted by Adrian Beltre. Hitting over 1-0.
You're not falling for it anymore.
No. Not buying that anymore. 1-0 Mariners. Nothing Mariners. Third inning, infield out, RBI for Adrian Beltre. And Kitty's having some fun. And Mike, they knew you were back. Wheel of fries. That's not bad. Let's check out our Banner Bank building to the future. Mark Lowe has been fabulous during this homestand. 5 games, 6 innings, 3 hits, a walk, and 7 Ks. Been very consistent and has really amped up his MPH. I mean, he is throwing hard and consistently hard. Throwing strikes. Strike one to Brendan leading off 5, 6, and 7. He's been great. Last night, another fine outing. Lowe, Ardsman, White shut out baseball out of the pen.
I think Don Wakamatsu would really like to keep those guys on the bench tonight. Have them just sit out there and watch the game if he can. Bullpen's had to do a lot of work on this homestand.
Locke talked about getting Evan Olsen. Question was raised, you want to see him get 5 or 6. He said about 7 or 8 if we can. Two and 1 to Branyan. Branyan a couple of Ks last night. He walked 3 times, picked up a big base hit in the 12th. Jose Lopez driving in 2 runs last night. That gave Jose the team RBI lead at 21. Full count now to Branyan. There's Loki, flied out to right his first time up. Another punch out. Matt Cain's second called strikeout. That's the 6th strikeout on the game. 5 have been called.
Take a look at the tracer. It looks like a perfect pitch. Probably starts it inside with a two-seam fastball. Has it run right back on the inside corner.
Here's Lopez. Fine night last evening with the bat. He's been very efficient in terms of driving the ball and scoring some runs, and that will go foul. Some AL scores coming in. Interleague scores, I should say. Athletics over the Diamondbacks 4-1. Angels Dodgers tied up in the fourth. Texas starting today. Up 2 on the Angels. Texas was a winner today. Another foul off. 0-2. Good shot of the scenery here at Safeco Field. There's something for everybody. This fountain. One down here in the Mariners' fourth. 0-2 to Lopez. To left field. Fred Lewis. No problem. 2 down. Hey, tomorrow, all kids 14 and under. They're going to take home a Mariners wristband watch. It's courtesy of Pepsi and QFC. Mariners and Giants are going to close out their 3-game series. Enjoy the afternoon of baseball. Get your tickets at mariners.com. Little League weekend. It was great seeing all the kids here. Their Little League uniforms. Get a chance to walk around the track here at the ballpark. John Wetland did a great job signing autographs. Went out and talked to kids. Kenji Jojima through the hole. And Kenji was struck out on 3 pitches. Caught him looking back in the second. That's a 2-out base hit for Kenji. Kenji's 6th hit of his homestand.
Kenji jumps on a first pitch fastball and hits it hard into the hole. Cain's been throwing a lot of first pitch fastballs tonight.
One of the things, I'm talking to people around the Giants, they said over the course of the season too, he's throwing a lot of first pitch fastballs, but he also has been, in some of his other victories, throwing a lot of first pitch curveballs to get ahead curveball to come back and work that fastball. There's a strike to Cedeno.
Yeah, so with another fastball right there. He has a good curveball. We've seen that tonight. And I was just wondering, as he worked his way through the lineup the second and third time, if he was going to start throwing that pitch a little bit more, because he also has a good changeup. We've seen him change up a little bit more than his breaking ball, but he's pretty much sticking to his fastball tonight.
Runner goes. There's a throw by Benji Molina. Not in time. Kenji Jojima stolen base, his second. He's 2 for 2.
This looks like a hit and run to me. It's a fastball. Pretty good pitch for Molina to throw on, but you see the swing by Cedeno. He swings and misses. And Molina throws it high down to second base. So Kenji's able to get in there, but that was a missed hit and run.
So Cedeno playing in place of Yuniesky Betancourt. Uni getting the night off. They like getting Cedeno as many opportunities to play per week as possible. Here's the 0-2. Struck him out. For Cain, 4 strikeouts, 2 in this inning. And the Mariners are turned away, but they have a 1-0 lead.
Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
Great conditions to watch some baseball here in Seattle. Rally fries, blue skies, beat those Giants before our very eyes. Oh, how we love those rally fries. They're working it here tonight on a Saturday. Mike, you may have to give up a larger couple of dishes tonight.
Might have to give away a couple of them.
Jeez, I'm impressed. Jesus Guzman, Juan Uribe, Fred Lewis, 6, 7, and 8 here in the 5th inning. Guzman bounced out to shortstop. Garrett Olson has thrown the last 2 innings without giving up a hit.
And he's in really good shape as far as his pitch count goes. Just 56 pitches so far. So he's on track to give Don Wakamatsu what he wants, and that is possibly 7 innings.
Jose Lopez charges and throws him out. But Guzman, in just his 3rd game, now 0 for 8 since joining the Giants. 1 out here in the 5th. The veteran Juan Uribe. Got a base hit to right his first time up. Strike on the outside corner.
It's a pretty good at bat by Uribe. Olson was throwing him everything he had. Got to a 3-2 count. Fouled off a number of pitches, and then finally flared one into right for a base hit.
Yeah, 9 pitch at bat for Uribe. It's playable in the infield. Kenji Judgma backing up, has a beat on it, makes the play. Quick 2 outs, efficient pitching here by Garrett Olson here in the 5th inning. Hey, create your own Mariners collectible using your favorite photos at the photo store and Mariners.com. In 3 easy steps, you can make your very own Mariners memory. Visit Mariners.com today. Boy, folks thought they had a Mariner memory last night. Ken Griffey Jr. pinch hitting. 2-1 pitch, 9th inning, bases loaded. That ball exploded off his bat. Didn't get all of it. And he said it was just a matter of his hand position. If he had gotten all the way through, he sort of got caught halfway and jumped off the bat, stayed in the ballpark towards the 385 sign. But this place, they'd still be cheering if he had hit that out for a game-winning grand slam. And the other great moment last night, too, your old teammate Randy Johnson, 2 of them actually. He's coming from the bullpen. Across the third base line goes as he's going into the dugout. Huge, huge ovation for the people here before the game. And then when they lifted him, he acknowledged, he got a great ovation, and he acknowledged the crowd. It was one of the better moments I've ever seen. Wow, throw it and duck special right back through the box from Fred Lewis.
Well, I saw the highlights from it, and I saw that. That was a great moment for Randy to acknowledge the fans here. And that would have been a nice capper of the night. Randy pitching well, and then Junior hitting a grand slam to win it. But
well, it was dripping with drama coming out. I'll tell you what, it really was. It was amazing. Third game of the series when Junior came here a couple of years ago. He had a home run. That was pretty dramatic. And got 2 home runs in that game, and fans stood and cheered for a long time. The base hit by Lewis, the 3rd of the night for San Francisco. Kevin Franzen, his 5th game, 0 for 15. Franzen made his first start against the Mets. First start in the big since 07, September. Diving back is Fred Lewis. 2 down here in the 5th.
as much as the Giants have struggled to score runs, you would think that Lewis will try to take off at some point. See if he can guess right, go on a first move or something to get down to scoring position.
Ball and a strike to Kevin Franzen, who missed most of 08. Achilles problem. Been in the big leagues in 06 and 07. Came out of San Jose State. In there for strike 1 and 2. Olson's given up 3 hits tonight, 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 here in the 5th. Mariners run on an infield ground out. RBI Adrian Beltre. That was back in the 3rd. Here's the 1-2. Garrett Olson struck out 3, walked 1. It's his second start for Olson in 6 games since coming up way outside. Ryan Roland Smith put up some pretty good numbers in a outing earlier this season down in Arizona, so that's a good sign. Jason Vargas was fabulous last night. Here's the 2-2. Jason Vargas last night, 7 innings, 1-run ball, gave up 2 hits, walked 1, struck out 7. 3 consecutive no decisions. They did it against Boston, Texas, and now the San Francisco Giants. Here's the 2-2. This does not have that big a lead. Olson's making sure it doesn't get any bigger than what he already has.
That's a good point, Dave, because if he stays where he's at on his lead, he's going to have to go on a first movement, which means he's guessing that Olson's going to go home if he takes off, because he's getting back to first pretty easily.
2-2, bigger lead this time. Up high, full count.
Will definitely be running now. Aaron Rowan waiting on deck.
One nothing Mariners. We're in the 5th. Olson's ready. The pitch missed outside. Runners at first and second. Second walk issued by Olson. Now he's back to the top of the order. And Aaron Rowan. Rowan 0 for 2 tonight. Big home run last night to start the game, and he finished the 12th inning, got a base hit. So last night they bookend base hits around 3 other at bats, 2 for 5 with an RBI. Got a fastball away. That's what he was sitting on, and he was able to get just about all of it, put it in the left field bullpen. Olson looking for a ground ball right at somebody. Get out of this. And there it is to Beltre. And the inning is over. So he got just what he needed and gets out of a mini jam. It's 1-0 Mariners.
Let's take a look at it. They're going to surprise me with a sign tonight. Wow, you were right. That's a stack of fries right there with it. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Bubba's got his own fan club now. You got an email address for him, or a Twitter page or a Facebook for Bubba?
That's Michelle, a former fry girl. She's at the ballpark tonight.
Here's what the sign says. They're getting a lot done. Something that's
248 hours at Safeco Field. Yeah.
Bubba becoming an international celebrity.
It's good to see Michelle back at the ballpark. She delivered a lot of those fries for us.
Sure did. The phenomenon continues. Gutierrez, Ichiro, Chavez here in the 5th inning. 1-0 Mariners. Bouncing ball, backhand, foul ball. Uribe made the play nonetheless. Good way to do it. Why wait?
Yeah, he had no choice but to finish the play when he was going over to the backhand side. He couldn't see the umpire behind him, and you're right, Dave. Why take a chance? May as well finish the play. It's a nice play, too. Take a look at this backhand. Just outside the line. Uribe, a shortstop for a lot of years.
Gutierrez 1-2. Franklin with a base hit. 3rd inning. And that lit things off. Moved up to 2nd on the base hit by Ichiro. Sacrificed the 3rd and scored on the infield out by Beltre. The 1-2. Up high. Gutierrez with a base hit last night. 1 for 5, couple of strikeouts. Matt Cain, good looking pitcher. Put up some good numbers. Guy that can get you a whole bunch of innings.
I think the thing I like about him is he's really aggressive with his fastball. He has a nice 2-seam fastball that he can throw on either side of the plate. There's a big breaking ball. That breaking ball and his fastball, about 15 miles an hour difference between the two, making it tough on hitters. And you can see the chart. Pitches inside, will go back away. Nice looking pitcher.
217 innings last year, 200 in 2007 and 190 in 06. Durable. 3-2.
See if he'll challenge Gutierrez now. I think so with nobody out. Ichiro standing on deck, come right at him. So he can get a good fastball to hit.
3-2, and he swings and misses. That is 5 strikeouts for Cain, 2nd in a row, and 3rd out of the last 5 hitters. For one out here in the Mariners 5th, leading 1-0. Here's Ichiro. Ichiro with a base hit in the 3rd. That ended a run for him where he'd hit 1 ball out of the infield in his previous 7 at bats. Uribe's up at 3rd. It's a called strike. Oh, 1 from Cain. Nice dive by Renteria. Quick throw. No chance. Base hit for Ichiro. Nice grab by Renteria. If he had been able to get up on his feet, he probably wouldn't have got him anyway. But that's a heck of a play.
I think you're right, Dave. I don't think he had any chance to throw him out. Typically, when a shortstop has to go to his right, he's going to have a tough time. But then he has to dive for it. Tried to get rid of it quickly. But throwing from his knees, he wasn't able to get much on this throw. Even if it's an accurate throw and Guzman's able to keep his foot on the base, Ichiro's going to beat that out.
Indy Chavez 0 for 1 with the sacrifice. Just 1 run in this game. Called strike to Indy.
Chavez does a really nice job of handling the bat. He can do a lot of different things at the plate. Bunt, take a bunt with him if he wants. Smart veteran hitter, probably try to find a pitch he can take advantage of the hole over on the right side with Ichiro standing over there. Second baseman Franson's having to cheat towards second a little bit, and you can see the right side of the infield. 55 hopper will roll through that side.
Cain takes a look. Gets a sign for Benji Molina. Ichiro dives back. Ichiro 6 out of 9 in base stealing this year. If they put something on. Both pitchers pretty sharp tonight. And both clubs not exactly swinging the bat with authority. A lot of that obviously to do with the 2 pitchers tonight. You're going to have to squeeze out every opportunity you can get.
I think that you're absolutely right. And that's why I like the fact that they manufactured to run a couple of base hits and then went with the bunt back in the 3rd inning. Typically, you're not going to see that. See the percentage for Molina, 19% throwing out runners.
This weekend, the Mets ran for about 14 stolen bases against the Giants. That was down in San Francisco. 4-game series. That's a lot of bags. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
It's another changeup. Cain taking advantage of Chavez right there. Chavez trying to get a pitch that he could pull, trying to get out in front of a fastball. Ends up getting the changeup, fooled him on the pitch.
Ichiro's back. Mariners won last night, 12 innings, 2-1. They left 17 men on base. Jose Lopez drove in both runs in the 6th and in the 12th. The Mariners now 3 games below the 500 mark. 1-2 to Chavez. 2-2. And he's taking a long look at Cain, the right-hander. Two balls, 2 strikes. Ichiro does not go. The pitch to right field, backing up Randy Wynn. He's at the track, backing up to the wall, and he makes the catch.
And he gave that a pretty good ride. Hit it a little bit too high. Thought maybe it still had a chance. Pretty good wood on it.
Randy Wynn back to make that catch. Catch Mariners All Access tomorrow on FSN. We'll have a one-on-one with Mariners outfielder Vladimir Valentin. Plus, it was an afternoon. Local youngsters won't soon forget. Mariner players visited Seattle area schools for the annual Dream Team Day. That and more tomorrow at noon on Mariners All Access. Here's Beltre. 5 for his last 11. Picked up an RBI and a ground out back in the 3rd.
Take a look at Lee Tinsley, the first base coach. He'll walk up to Ichiro. What he's doing a lot of the times is just giving him Cain's time to home. If he's 1-3 or worse to home plate, that's a go sign for Ichiro. You see the stopwatch in his hand. 1-3 or worse than that, 1-3, 1-4, Ichiro will take off. He has the green light the majority of the time.
0-1. Fouled off. Randy Chavez takes Randy Wynn to the wall. 2 down. Beltre now in an 0-2 hole with Ichiro at first. Ryan Nolan-Smith against Memphis tonight. 4 innings, 2 hit ball, 1 run, 1 strikeout. Here's the 0-2. To left center field, ranging over Aaron Rowan. Then makes the catch. That'll do it. They get a runner on, can't move them up. 1-0 Mariners. There you have it, the Adrian Beltre infield hit. That's the difference right now. One run standing up as we start the 6th inning. Edgar Renteria, Pablo Sandoval, and Benji Molina against Garrett Olson. Ichiro will take a look, but that'll get out of play. So Garrett Olson tonight, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks, giving up 3 hits. That would pop up. Brandon wants that get out of play. Miguel Batista starting to throw. Miguel has been another one of the real surprises. His performance in the bullpen. Pitched a scoreless inning on Wednesday. Mariners win it 1-0 against the Angels. Strike 3 call. 4th strikeout for Garrett Olson, and all have been on strike 3 call.
Take a look at the last pitch. Basically pitching him away, throwing some changeups, and he comes back with a fastball in the inside corner, and Renteria can't pull the trigger. Really good pitch by Olson.
Here's Sandoval. Double to center and a walk. A look at the pitch count for Garrett Olson. It's a Mariner career high 4 strikeouts for Garrett. 1-1. Sandoval having a good year. This team not with a lot of pop at all. Last in the National League with 22 home runs. Mariners have 36 home runs. That's 12th in the American League. Here's the 1-1. Sandoval, 3 home runs, 17 runs batted in. He's stolen a couple of bases. Chased a high pitch. Olson will take it. 2-2. Our kids here this evening, Little League weekend. Great to see him parade downstairs. And Get the chance to do it again tomorrow. Garrett Olson 2-2. He was a 9-10 pitcher last year in Baltimore. That pitch off the plate, 3-2. Olson with 26 saves, 26 starts last year. Beg your pardon, 26 starts. He's 3-2. Long drive. Will it stay fair? It is a foul ball. That was smoked. Boy, he hung one. Yeah. Almost paid for it. There's the numbers on Garrett Olson.
He's also at 81 pitches now. His high for the year is 96, which was in a relief appearance at Kansas City earlier.
That was one of those times when the bullpen had been used up pretty much, and Don Wakamatsu needed somebody to go long. Here's a bullet up the middle, base hit. Sandoval can hit. He's 2 for 2. Got that on a 3-2 pitch.
Last couple of pitches from Olson have been up in the zone.
And that brings up Benji Molina. Angels just got a 3-run homer from Torrey Hunter to take the lead at Chavez Ravine. Strike one to Molina. Molina tonight has struck out looking and hit into a double play. Benji with 8 home runs, the rest of the team with the other 14. 8 of their 22. Runner goes. Kenji's throw should be plenty of time. Oh, he's meat. 2 down.
Well, possibly a hit and run on this. It has to be. Sandoval gets a really late jump. He's expecting Molina to take a swing at that pitch, and he's out by 10 feet easy. Pitch was almost as good as a pitch out.
Kenji's now thrown at 9 would-be base stealers. Popped up short center field, or straight away center field. Gutierrez is there, and that'll do it. So Garrett Olson, a strikeout, gives up a base hit, runner caught stealing, a flat, inning over. Nicely done. 1-0 Mariners.
On FSN is brought to you by Snoqualmie Casino, Seattle's premier entertainment and dining destination.
Another beautiful night here in Seattle. Bottom 6 coming up. Mariners lead at 1-0. Adrian Beltre's RBI infield out in the third. The difference. A couple of good pitching performances here. Matt Cain and Garrett Olson. Another good crowd on hand last night. 38,520. Little League weekend here. See all the youngsters at the ballpark. A lot of Giant fans came up. from the Bay Area, and I would imagine there's some Giant fans obviously that live here in the greater Seattle area, or certainly within close proximity, and easy drive, easy play. And Griffey Jr. He'll lead it off. Griffey, Brandon Lopez, 4, 5, and 6. Ball one. The junior. He got a base hit to drop in the first inning. Took that big swing. Didn't get all of it. Rowan was reading the swing and took a step back, and by the time he tried to recover, the ball dropped in for base hit.
And the wind was blowing in, knocked it down a little bit sooner probably, but you're right, Rowan not a good read on it.
2-0. Broken bat. That's a pop up. Third baseman Uribe is right there. One out. Well, that bat went flying.
I know. I was watching Guzman, the first baseman. I don't think he ever saw it coming by.
Is that right?
He flinched right at the last minute. Jagged edge of that bat going out towards first base. Take a look at it. I don't think he expected it to come that far. You see him. He's just standing there.
That's an attention getter.
Yeah.
Here's Russell Branyan. Branyan tonight is flied out the center and struck out looking. Branyan from Warner Robins, Georgia. Matt Cain from Germantown, Tennessee. Born in Dothan, Alabama. A couple Southern boys getting after it here. 2-0. Why not take a picture? That's a great background, good foreground too. Two and one. Had some good swings. Happened last night too. A couple where you could see he was just off.
He was very aggressive on those last two. So the 2-0 pitch, he turned it loose and ended up getting a good pitch to hit right there. You see that 92-mile-an-hour fastball middle in.
2-2 with one out. Here in the sixth. Check swing. Cain didn't get him. Pulled the first baseman Guzman off the bag. That's a base hit.
Well, Branyan leading the club with 10 home runs. Little check swing, infield hit for him right here. Cain gets over there, pretty good shape. Rushes the throw. One of the things that we've certainly learned about Russell Branyan early in this season is he runs well for a big man.
Good hustle down the line. In 5 major categories. Russell Branyan, 5 major offensive categories for the Mariners. Here's Lopez, 0 for 2. Fly to right, fly to left. Bouncing ball, shortstop Renteria for 1. Frenzen for 2. They get him. Getting it over to Guzman. So that turned out to be a quick inning. They go 6-4-3 DP for Matt Cain. 1-0 Mariners. support litterers. 1-866-LITTER-1-LITTER, and it will hurt. And by Wendy's. Wendy's hot and juicy hamburgers go straight from the grill to the bun to you. Dave Sims and Mike Flowers with you. Action here at Safeco Field. It's 1-0 Mariners on a Beltray RBI ground out. Garrett Olson, nice outing tonight.
Pitched really well. Threw 85 pitches to get through it. Nice breaking ball. Had really good command of all of his pitches. Did a nice job of pitching inside with his fastball. Threw enough changeups to keep the Giants off balance. Exactly what Don Wakamatsu was looking for. Nice job by Garrett Olson.
Second start as a Mariner, his 6th game. There are the numbers. Walked 2, struck out 4, and all 4 of those strikeouts were caught looking. New pitcher for the Mariners. As we start the 7th inning is Miguel Batista. Batista has been putting up some good numbers coming out of the pen. 6th, 7th inning roll. There are his numbers. 2-0, a couple of holds. Opponents hitting .253, ERA at .238. Good crowd on hand again. 33,348. Add that to last night's 38,520.
And minus the excitement of having Randy Johnson on the mound last night. This game's pretty similar, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Last night, 1-0 for the Giants through the top of the 6th. Mariners answered in the bottom of the 6th. Randy very engaging before the game last night with Dave Niehaus and Rick Riz. Sitting in Henry Gonzalez's office, they were just catching up, talking about some old times, talking about how he's done this year. Line drive, right center field, a base hit. So Randy wins, singles on a 2-1 pitch. And the Giants have their 5th base hit of the evening. And it's only, how about this, only the 2nd time they've had a leadoff man reach base. Here's Jesus Guzman.
Well, last time was a walk to Sandoval to lead off the 4th. Guzman hasn't had a hit yet this year. See how they want to play it.
Shows bunt, gets it down, and Beltray will make sure it stays foul.
Good job of staying with that. Sometimes it can hit the cut of the grass and it'll come back fair. So if you give up on it, you're going to be in big trouble. But Adrian gets back in a hurry and makes sure it stays foul. See that edge of the grass. Sometimes it'll hit that, bring it right back into fair territory.
This young man Guzman comes in with some nice credentials. Non-roster invitee. He was Winter League Venezuelan, Winter League MVP.
For those that don't know, that's a really strong Winter League. They have some really good players in that league. So that's saying something.
He went crazy. 363. That was at Fresno AAA. So he's hit everywhere he's been. The 0-1 from Batista. And you know about Batista. Gets a guy on, he will hold it. One 1-0 Mariners. Bunt is in order for Guzman. He's got a 0-1 count. Infield set for 2. Both teams have turned to double play tonight. Boy, he got a late time called, and Batista didn't like that. He was pretty much through with his windup, and pitchers absolutely hate that. You can really pull something, strain something, and really hurt yourself.
Well, I think it may have helped him because Guzman called the timeout, and Randy Wynn over at first had a great jump. He was going to steal the bag easily.
There's a look at Wynn at first base. The 0-1 pitch goes back. Randy Wynn, 7 out of 8 base stealing this year. Batista's comes set. 1-1. Kenji Jojima has thrown out one would-be base stealer. That was Sandoval for the second out in the 6th inning. Decent lead at first base for Wynn. Beltre, nice play. He did a great job just to stop it. Couldn't get up enough to make a firm throw. That'll be a base hit. But a fabulous stop. Not many people are going to glove that one.
No, this is a base hit by most third baseman. Adrian, for a big man, really quick on his feet. See, the ball is hit hard, makes a diving grab and tries to get back to his feet to make the throw to second. Just can't do it. See, Randy Wynn runs well, is able to beat his throw out, but he can't get anything on it once he falls down to his knees. Nice try by Lopez.
Well, couldn't get up on his feet.
That play was a lot closer at second base than I thought. See the replay of it. Nice effort. I would think this will be a bunt for sure. See how the Mariners want to play it.
So the Giants with 2 men on, first and second. Uribe shows bunt, gets it down. Kenji pops out. Looked at third, didn't have anything. Goes to Lopez. Sacrifice executed by Uribe. 1 down. One down, and looking for a great place to spend your Memorial Day. Look no further than Emerald Downs Raceway in Auburn, Washington, and the running of the 14th annual FSN Handicap. First race is at 2 p.m. For more information, head to Emerald Downs, mdowns.com. Runners move up on the sacrifice. Second and third. 1 down. Here's Freddie Lewis.
Middle of the Mariner infield to play back. Branyan's back over at first. So the ground ball gets by Batista. The Mariners will give up a run.
Well, great play by Beltre off of Guzman. Right now, that is on the board right now as a fielder's choice. 2-0 now to Batista, pitching to Freddie Lewis. Lewis 1 for 2. The Mariners in some danger right now with 1 out. Swing and a miss. Fred Lewis. Base hit he picked up in the 5th. 1 for 13 on this road trip. Now Batista. Well of trouble now. 3-1. 1 out. 2 on. On deck hitter is Kevin Franzen. Three-1 pitch. The bases are loaded. So Batista in a big time jam. We got a pinch hitter coming out. It's like Travis Isakawa.
Nobody up in the Mariner pen, so this is all on Batista. He's going to have to work his way through this by himself.
Yep. And it's Nate. It's going to be Nate Scherholtz coming out the pinch hit. Here's Rick Adair. They're going to make a couple of changes here. So Emmanuel Burris, he's running for Guzman at second. And Nate Scherholtz is going to pinch hit. What a situation we have here now. Miguel Batista, bases loaded, 1 out. Needs a double play in the worst way here. First pitch. Down the line, but foul. Covered nicely by Roberto Kelly, an outstanding player in his day. Played against him, with or against him.
He was a teammate of mine.
Yeah.
In New York. Well, Batista's done a pretty good job this year of pitching himself out of these situations. He needs a ground ball. See if he can get one to Lopez in turn 2 and get out of this inning.
Pulled foul on 2. They got Randy Wynn at third, Burris at second, and Fred Lewis at first. 1 out here in the Giants' 7th. The 0-2 pitch to Sherholtz. Giants come in having lost 4 consecutive games, 8 of their last 9. Mariners in the month of May are 7-14. One and 2. Heck of a save by Kenji.
Kenji was set up inside. They'd thrown a couple of fastballs in on Charles when it was pulling them foul, and the last couple of pitches have been away. That one was supposed to be inside. Nice play by Kenji on a pitch that was up and away.
They changed the scoring on that play by Beltre back to a base hit. So it's a base hit for Beltre, for Guzman. Struck him out on a 2-2 pitch down in the dirt. Huge strikeout. Nice battling back by Miguel Batista. 2 down here in the 7th.
Take a look at this last pitch, set up inside again. Swings right over the top of it.
Just to follow up that snare by Beltre. Fine play made. That's going to be an infield hit now for Guzman. That's his first major league hit. More importantly, 2 outs. Top of the order, tough hitter Aaron Rowan, 0 for 3. Mariners lead it 1-0. A run on 7 hits for the Mariners. No runs, 6 hits. No errors for the Giants. In tight almost hit him. He said it did hit him. But the home plate umpire Bill Miller not buying it.
He didn't sell it quick enough.
Sure didn't.
Too much time. Take a look at it.
Well, put it on a little bit better than that.
I don't blame him for trying, though.
Oh, absolutely. Getting bases loaded, tied it up. Come on.
Drop the bat, start jumping around a little bit, maybe.
Guys used to do that in the NBA. I got hit. Of course, in soccer, you'll see a guy running down, nobody within 30 yards of him, and about a delayed reaction looked like a sniper got him. Oh, my God. Oh, God. What am I going to throw? Sounders will be on tonight after Mariners Live post-game show. Batista trying to get out of a big-time jam. 1-1 to Aaron Rowan. Fouled it off. Batista trying to close it out here. Not the numbers the Mariners fans are looking for right now. 1-2 to Aaron Rowan with the bases juiced. 2 outs. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Beltre throws across. Tag made. Got him. Inning over. Batista and the Mariners have survived this top of the 7th. The Giants load them up and can't get anybody home. It's 1-0 Mariners. Being brought to you by the Washington State Department of Labor and Industries and Associated General Contractors, reminding you that if you work safe, you're home safe. Glad you could join us. 2 weekends in a row, back-to-backers, spectacular weather. 1-0 Mariners. 1-0 Mariners over the Giants. We come to the home 7th. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers with you this evening. A couple of changes for the San Francisco Giants. Travis Ishikawa is the new first baseman. And Emmanuel Burris, he is at second base. So Bruce Bochy making a couple of changes. One and 0 to Kenji Jojima leading off. Matt Cain on the mound for the Giants. He's given up just 1 run, by the way. Good to see Travis Ishikawa here. He's at Federal Way High School. Another local boy showing up at Safeco Field. Bunt attempt. Ball and 2 strikes to Kenji. Kenji 1 for 2 tonight. He struck out looking. Mark Lowe's up throwing. Kenji with a base hit to left field his last time up. Swing and a miss. Kenji Jojima goes down. Cain has really done a number on the bottom of the order. Kenji struck out twice. Cedeno twice. Gutierrez once. On the night, that's 6 strikeouts. Take a look at the Quest high-speed pitch. And Cain topping at 95. Garrett Olson at 91.
Cain's in good shape with his pitch count. 81 pitches. Really nice ball game tonight.
Ronnie Cedeno. Cedeno, a couple of strikeouts this evening. Fouls it off. Ronnie getting a chance to play tonight. Yanievsky Betancourt getting a night off. Two and 1. Matt Cain last time out. Last start was against the Mets last weekend in San Francisco. Got the win, went 6 innings. Pop back this way. Start before that, no decision against the Washington Nationals, and then 2 starts ago, make it 3 starts ago, one at Colorado, going 6 innings and an 8-3 win. There are his numbers to this point. 2-2. Change up and get popped up. Short right field. Second baseman Burris back, and he makes the catch. 2 outs. All-Star balloting is underway. We want you to vote for your favorite Mariners. Vote up to 25 times at mariners.com/vote. And you could win 4 tickets to an upcoming game at Safeco Field's All-Star Club, plus 2 autographed baseballs, one signed by Ichiro and the other by Ken Griffey Jr. Vote early and often at mariners.com/vote. There's a definite Illinois theme to it. Line drive, left center field. That's going to drop for a base hit for Gutierrez, his second of the night. Nothing wrong with getting something going with 2 outs.
Take a look at the swing by Gutierrez. Does a nice job staying behind this pitch. See, it's up in the zone, drives it into left center field. Thought when he first hit that, it might take off into the gap and give him a chance to get to second base.
See if Ichiro can lean on one here. He's got base hit to right and an infield hit. 2 for 3. Ichiro homered his last homer. It was against the Boston Red Sox. That was 8 days ago. I always remember hearing a coach say, let's get something with 2. Runner goes. Throw to second. It is in time. Got him. Benji Molina. Long time between drinks and water. He guns down a base attempt by Gutierrez. Inning over. Ichiro will lead off the next inning. And here comes Mark Lowe in a 1-0 Mariner lead.
Capital of the Northwest.
Who said 1-0 games can't be exciting? Got a good one here. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Washington Lottery's Match 4. The Boston Red Sox lose to the New York Mets. Late home run. They had to go to the review. The umpires did on a long ball hit off the monster. It was eventually ruled a 2-run homer. J.J. Putz picks up the save in that game. And the Phillies had a lead on the Mets, on the Yankees at Yankee Stadium, and then Alex Rodriguez tied it. Melky Cabrera won it. That's I believe the 16th come from behind win by the Yankees, and the 6th walk-off victory for the Yankees here, who are starting to really roll. Mark Lowe, talk about rolling. His ERA has plummeted down to 3.38. Bouncing ball, Beltre's got a cookie. One down as Renteria is retired. I think one word I've heard a bunch of times from Joe Madden and Mike Scioscia. Mark Lowe has reinvented himself big time with a couple of changes that they've made with his mechanics. Here's Rich Aurelia. He's going to pinch hit for Sandoval. But Mark has been just fabulous these last, 5-6 appearances.
He's been dominant fastball is topped out at 100 miles an hour. He's been consistently 97, but the most important thing is that he's throwing strikes and keeping his pitch counts down. But he's really been fantastic over this homestand.
Here's the veteran Rich Aurelia. He's pinch hitting. So Aurelia is their last bench player for the Giants. Pablo Sandoval lifted. Sandoval in the DH spot tonight. And on a nose right to Cedeno. Fields cleanly, throws cleanly, 2 outs. Wrap up this series tomorrow here at Safeco Field. Mariners will get on the road. And our Comcast pitching matchup has Barry Zito, 1-4 with a 3.62 ERA against Felix Hernandez, trying to rebound from a subpar performance his last time out. Two outs for Benji Molina. Mark Lowe came in last night, worked 2 innings, struck out 1. He went ground out, line out, strikeout, line out, ground out, facing 6 batters. Hit hard, left field, fair ball into the corner. Benji Molina with a base hit. Benji down a run. No way he was going to chance that with his speed as Chavez got it back in.
Well, it's good awareness by Indy to get over there in a hurry. He turned and threw second base knowing that Molina doesn't run well. A nice play by Indy Chavez. Get that ball off the track and back in a hurry. A lot of times you see outfielders, because it's down the line, they'll assume it's an automatic double. Just coast over there, but he got after that in a hurry. You know that he has a strong arm. Nice play.
Conscientious outfielder Indy Chavez. Here's Randy Wynn, 1 for 3. Strike 1. We're in the 8th inning here at Safeco Field. Mariners won the first game last night 12-1. Leaving 17 men on tonight, 1-0. Mariners in the 8th. Beltre's 3rd inning. Infield ground out is the only run. Line drive left field. Chavez at the plate on the hop. The Giants trying to come back. Mariner fans familiar with this.
Solid base hit for Randy. This is where Bochy's really hurting, because he has Molina out at second base. He's used all of his position players in the game. And Sandoval, as you mentioned, the backup catcher, he's out of the game now. So Molina, it's going to be station to station for him. He's really going to have a tough time scoring on a base hit.
Randy Wynn, 3 years with the Mariners. And remember, that was part of that deal. He was acquired for Lou Piniella. Big part of Seattle history. There's Emmanuel Burris. Took over for Jesus Guzman. Pinch ran for him. 2 outs, 2 on. All 4 hitters that Lowe's faced put it in play. 2 ground outs and 2 base hits. Important pitch here, 2-0. To left field. Indy giving a long run, runs out of room. Burris having a miserable road trip. Lowe trying to make that continue. He's 1 for 11. Two and 1. Let's look at the runners. You got Molina and Wynn. Talk about contrast and speed. Swing and a miss. Team speeds on him very nicely. 2-2. So Batista got out of a bases loaded jam in the 7th. Here in the 8th, Lowe's got 2 on, 2 outs. Trying to exit stage right. The 2-2, 2 outs, 2 on.
Really good fastball by Mark. Tried to put him away with 99 miles an hour up in the zone. You have to give Burris some credit for even being able to get a piece of that. Typically on a pitch that's up like you see on the tracer with 99 miles an hour behind it, you guys are going to swing through that pitch a lot.
Two and 2. Down low, Low. Thought he had a punch out. Now he's run a full count. Runners at first and second. And 2 down. Even with a head start, they still might be able to keep Benji Molina from scoring.
I would agree, especially with the Mariners. That we talk about their speed, but all of them have good throwing arms in the outfield.
3-2 pitch in the dirt, bases loaded. Oh boy. Not what they had in mind in a 1-0 Mariner lead.
Mark was able to get through the first couple of hitters pretty easily. All this coming with 2 outs.
He got the 2 outs with 1, 2, 3 pitches.
Right. A couple of solid base hits and a walk, and he's in trouble. Now, in contrast, as you said earlier, Randy Wynn now at second base. He can fly, so base hit. It's going to be tough for the outfielders to throw him out at the plate.
The first time Lowe is battling Juan Uribe. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 1-0 Mariners. Breaking ball misses. Uribe's been in these kinds of situations before. Here's the 1-0. Line drive. Gutierrez not going to glove it. A lot of people are going to run. Benji Molina. He scores. Wynn scores. Burris coming to around third and scores easily. Uribe, a 3-run double. Giants lead at 3-1. That ball was spanked into right center field by Uribe. His second hit of the night. And that gives him 5 RBI on the season.
And it's the first hit the Giants have with runners in scoring position on the night, but it's a big one. You see that pitch center cut right in the middle of the plate, and Uribe hits it hard in the gap. With Burris at first chance getting to see him play. He can really run. He scored easily from first base.
Here's Fred Lewis. And all of this from the Giants with 2 outs. Looked like a breeze on 3 pitches, 2 outs, and then disaster. One and 1 to Fred Lewis. 1 for 2 with a walk. A lot of Giant fans making some noise here at Safeco Field. Mariners got work to do now in the 8th and 9th coming up. 9th hit for San Francisco. So Molina went up there, got a base hit to left. Wynn followed with same. A walk to Guzman. 1-0 pitch to Uribe. Gapped it to the right center field. Everybody scored. Stays alive. 1 and 2. The Mariners have been leading since the 3rd inning until now. The 7th hitter coming to the plate against Mark Lowe. Mariners flirted with disaster in the 7th, but Batista got out of a bases loaded situation. They couldn't this time.
Now Mark's thrown 22 pitches in the inning, and that's after throwing 3 to get the first 2 outs of the inning.
He's 2-2 to Fred Lewis. Well hit deep right field, and that ball is gone. Fred Lewis cranks a 2-run homer. It's a 5-run 8th inning for the San Francisco Giants. Fred Lewis' second home run, RBIs 5 and 6, and they have blown this one wide open here. The 7 and 8 hole hitters have killed the Mariners here in the 8th inning. Uribe with a 3-run double, a 2-run homer by Fred Lewis.
The way Lewis was swinging at this pitch, it looked like he was out in front of it. Something off speed. He was fooled on it. Stays back just long enough to throw the barrel of the bat at the ball, and you can see he's out in front. Another pitch in the middle of the plate.
And that was several rows back. My goodness, that young man expression pretty much says it all for Mariner fans. Don Wakamatsu and company were riding a 1-0 lead, and now tsunami is taken over here in the 8th. And he start in case of emergency break glass, and that's what they've done. Nice piece of hitting by Lewis. Here's Ishikawa. So a 1-0 lead's turned into a 5-1 deficit. Ishikawa from Federal Way, Washington. Looking ahead, the Mariners have to get it done. They'll start out with Ichiro in the home 8th. Top of the order. Lowe's 2-0. Now 3-0. And this is the 8th batter he's facing here in the 8th inning. The last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 men have reached base and scored.
And you talked about it too with Don Wakamatsu in the bullpen. Mark has now pitched in 4 of the last 5 days, and he threw 2 innings last night. Looks like he just hit a wall.
So he issues a walk. His second of the inning. And here comes Watt to come get him. 6 straight men have reached. 5 of them have scored. 2 outs in the 8th. It has not been pretty. A 1-0 lead's turned into a 5-1 hole. And now Denny Stark's going to be called on to get the final out. The 9th man coming to the plate for the Giants here in the 8th. Next U.S. Bank Mariners matinee is set for Thursday, June 25th. Mariners conclude a 3-game set with the Padres. A special afternoon start time of 1:40. Get your tickets at mariners.com. Denny Stark has been called on now to get the final out. The Giants have sent 8 men to the plate. Mark Lowe, great start. He threw 3 pitches. Got Renteria to ground out to third. Aurelia to ground out to short. Then base hit, walk, 3-run double, 2-run homer, and a walk. Denny Stark's numbers to this point. An ERA of 9.0. Love to knock that down. Got a good hitter here in Aaron Rowan. 0 for 4 tonight. We did see him hit a leadoff homer last evening. (0-1) Aaron Rowan, recently inserted into the leadoff spot. As Bochy saying the #1 hole has been a cooler slot in his lineup. Nobody wanted to get in there. Guys come out of there after a few games with a bunch of offers, so they put Aaron Rowan in. He's done a nice job. That he has. First and second. 10th man coming to the plate. Runners at first and second. So you got Ishikawa at second and Rowan at first. Denny Stark and Nissan shift to the bullpen. Renteria started it off a few minutes ago. Renteria tonight lined out to right, struck out looking twice and grounded out to third. Giants a 12th rated hitting team in the 16-team National League. They have gone crazy here in the inning. Throw back, it should be neat. They got him. No, they didn't. Oh, boy. Good recovery by Rowan to get back.
The throw from Kenji was on the wrong side of the base. If he had thrown it to the inside of first base, I think they have him. You can see Brady had to reach back. He gets in there pretty easily. He was a long ways off first base, though.
0-2. I have to dip into the hockey lexicon and say kick, save, and a beauty. Thank you, Marv Albert. 2 outs, 2 on, 1-2 to Edgar Renteria. Now 2-2. 10th man to the plate for the Giants. (5-1) Giants. The pitch. Now he's running full count. 2 outs. And the runners will be in giddy-up mode. Rich Aurelia on deck. Bases are loaded again. Boy, oh boy. Bases loaded. So Rich Aurelia, he made the second out. About what we figured 15-20 minutes ago.
Seemed like it.
And he has a chance to make the third out here. Strike one. The Rich pinch hits for Sandoval, and he gets 2 ABs in the inning.
And as you mentioned, that was with 2 outs.
That's a good pitch.
Yeah.
He wants that one back. So now 0-2 to Aurelia. Last night, Rich went 0 for 4, couple of strikeouts. Second tour of duty with the San Francisco Giants. One and two. And again, the thing that really just grinds at you is that all of this damage with 2 outs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. 5 runs on 5 hits in this inning. Bases loaded. 1-2 to Aurelia. 1-2. You got Ishikawa at third. Rowan at second. Renteria at first. This is the 11th man to the plate here in the 8th inning. And Mark Lowe, terrific start. And then the bottom dropped out. Swing and a miss, and Aurelia is gone. He made the second and the third out of the 8th inning with 11 men coming to the plate. The Giants scoring 5 runs with 2 outs. They get a 5-1 lead. Better ideas, better banking. And by Money Tree. Visit MoneyTreeInc.com for a location near you. Money Tree, choices are good. Another batch of rally fries. Mariners could use them. 8th inning. 5-1 Giants. They put a 5 spot up on the board. They send 11 men to the plate. 5 runs on 5 hits, and it all comes with 2 outs.
I was looking at the Mariners and knowing that Ichiro was leading off this inning. I figured, well, they can add on a little bit. Make it a little bit easier to close things out. Now they need a bunch of base runners just to get back in the game.
Matt Cain pops up Ichiro. First pitch, Molina's got to play. Quick. Oh, he dropped it. Oh, man, on a break. E2. Boy, you thought about getting a second, third, fourth life.
Well, and this is usually catchers, because of the glove that they're wearing, will go with 2 hands, but he decides to one-hand this. It's right in the middle of it, pops up, still has a chance at it, but can't corral it.
So go yard here. Come on. Go yard. After bobble like that.
They can pay for it.
Absolutely. Ichiro tonight. Ground out to first. Base hit to right. Got an infield hit. First error of the game. 1-1. Make it 1-2. Ichiro was at the plate when Gutierrez was thrown out to end the 7th inning, trying to steal second base. Ichiro to be followed by Chavez and Beltre.
92 pitches for Cain. Nobody up in San Francisco's bullpen.
Ball and 2 strikes to Ichiro. Got away from Benjamin Molina. 2-2. He fouled that off?
I don't think so.
Okay. Second there. Did not foul it off, so 2-2.
I think normally if Benji would have been able to catch that, they would have called down for a check swing. Since it ended up at the backstop, he didn't want to do it.
Benji Molina, his 2-out base hit. Got the Giants rolling in the 8th inning. Here's a 2-2 to Ichiro. Ichiro, 17-game hitting streak. Needs to be part of a table-setting brigade here. 2-2. Slaps one down to Uribe. Throws him out. 1 out. Get on board Friday, June 5th, for the always popular Collector Train Night as the Mariners host the Twins. There's 20,000 fans take home a Safeco Field 10th anniversary train card courtesy of Pepsi and Fred Meyer. For tickets, visit mariners.com/train. Indy Chavez ground out the second, sacrifice, and hit one to the wall in right field. Chavez lays off it. Right now, probably, without question, need the Mariners to be patient yet selective at the same time. Base hit up the middle. Right through the box by the glove of Cain, who was unable to get it. Base hit Chavez.
That was a lot closer to Cain's head than I thought it was when he first hit it. Take a look at it.
He wanted it.
Yeah. Ball was buying before his glove went after it. Pitchers always do that. I think they should have caught it with the bullet.
Beltre. Bouncing ball, Renteria. Burris. Ishikawa. Double play. Inning over. Never really reached threat status. 5-1 Giants. We head to the 9th. Keep the door closed here in the ninth. Keep it right here on FSN as later tonight, Seattle Sounders FC continued their inaugural Major League Soccer campaign against the Colorado Rapids. This Western Conference rivalry matchup follows Mariners Live postgame tonight on FSN and FSN HD. Danny Stark, ninth inning. Benji Molina to lead it off for the Giants. Benji with 2 outs in the 8th. Got the Giants going with a base hit to left. Deluge followed. Straight away right at Gutierrez. 1 down. 1 out here in the ninth. Coming up tomorrow. Final game of this series. Barry Zito against Felix Hernandez. Barry's record of 1-4, 3.62 ERA.
Mariners could sure use a long outing by Felix. He can go 7 or 8 innings for him tomorrow. The bullpen a break.
Barry Zito 12-2 career against the Mariners. A 3.62 ERA, 23 games. Oh, 2 to Randy Wynn. Wynn with hits in his last 2 at bats. 2 for 4. Stark misses on the outside corner. 1-2. He's got 1 out. Manuel Burris is on deck. Then he back from 2 Tommy John surgeries. The 1-2 bounced up there. Manuel Burris came in the game. And a couple of switches made by Bruce Bochy. Full count now to Randy Wynn. Here's the 3-2. Get out of play. Mariners wrap up the homestand tomorrow. Good stretch of time here. 9-10 games here at home. Be a quick road trip. 3 in Oakland, 3 with the Angels, and then back for Baltimore and Minnesota. Struck him out. 2 down. 2 down here. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and description of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Good to have you with us, everybody. 9th inning action. And the Mariners trying to get Burris right here so they can get a chance to get back in this game in their final at bat. Strike 1 to Burris. So the Giants, not one of the real big boy offenses in the National League. They had gone 15 innings without scoring a run, and then they go berserk here in the 8th inning. And they send 11 men to the plate, and they get it all done with 2 outs. That is impressive. Line drive, right field, base hit. Two outs, and we've heard this song before because that's where we were in the 8th inning. Take a look at the Firestone leaderboard. Most interleague wins this decade. Minnesota Twins, the Yankees, and the Mariners, number 3, tied for 3rd with Oakland. And you got Boston and the Angels.
And here's the guy that came up with the big hit in last inning, Juan Uribe.
1-0 pitch for Uribe, gapped one right center field with the bases loaded. And everybody scored. Mariners home 9th. Griffey Branyan, and Lopez. 4, 5, and 6, middle of the order. Runner goes. Here's a throw by Kenji Jojima. Got him. So Kenji's gunned down a couple tonight. To the ninth we go. They need hits. They need runs. They need lots of them. 5-1 Giants. Eleven men coming to the plate. Let's take a look at the Home Depot doing more on defense. Matt Cain has been strong tonight with 6 strikeouts. Hasn't walked anybody. And he's been in command all evening.
He really has been. 99 pitches so far in the game. And Bruce Bochy, he doesn't have anybody up in the pen, so he's just going to let him go ahead and try to finish this thing.
Giants at 19 and 22. They've lost 4 straight games, 8 of 9. And Matt Cain trying to get his first complete game since July 24th of 08. Ken Griffey Jr. 1-0. Junior tonight dropped the base hit in front of the center fielder Aaron Rowan, flied out to center and popped out to third. Mariners a lone run all the way back to the 3rd inning. Did not go since Brian Runge. 2-1. Everybody using up all their flash when Junior comes to the plate. Fouled off, 2-2. Last night the Mariners left 17 men on the plate on base, and they've left 5. That's Garrett Olson. He threw a very, very nice 6 innings. Shutout ball, 4 hits, 2 walks. 4 strikeouts and 85 pitches. Striking out on pitch way upstairs, 1 down. Strikeout number 7 for Matt Cain. So that list will not be added on to unless something really goes nuts here in the next couple of minutes. Got Roger Clemens back in 1996. Here's Russell Branyan. Flied out to center, struck out looking, and had an infield hit. Matt Cain has been strong, closing in on something we rarely see in Major League Baseball anymore, a complete game. It's to the point now you almost have to go back to the dictionary. What is a complete game?
Well, guys have to do it probably somewhere between 110 and 115 pitches if they want to get a complete game nowadays. He's on track for that 106 so far.
2 balls, 1 strike to Russell Branyan.
The days of 140 pitches for a starter, those are long gone. Just don't see it anymore.
Back up the middle, a base hit for Brennan. 2 for 4 tonight for Russell. Bring up Jose Lopez. Lopez 0 for 3. Hit into a double play. Giants have turned 2 tonight. Turned 2 double plays. Warming up just in case they need him, Brian Wilson. Strike one to Lopez. Yesterday's hero drove in both runs for the Mariners. 6th inning RBI single, long at bat. Tied to score at 1, then he won it in the 12th. Fly ball left field, Fred Lewis. 2 down. Last hopes, Kenji Jojima here with 2 outs, a runner on. Giants have a 5-1 lead. Giants scored a run last night in the 1st inning and then went the next 11 innings without a score. Boy, 18 innings they went. They add up the next 7. Five runs in the 8th inning. They all came with 2 outs. A drive to left field. Lewis had a great jump. So did Rowan, the center fielder, makes the catch, and that'll do it. Giants win it by the count of 5-1, and Matt Cain throws a complete game. Matt Cain, that's a rarity anymore. That's his first of the year. He does it in 111 pitches, runs his record